That was a good stoppage. I wasn't a fan. Hold, let me mute this because they all this screaming and shit is something else. You have Claudia Trejos, Gabriel Rosado, and I forgot the other third commentator's name. Anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360. This is the last fight of the night for me. Been covering boxing since 2 p.m. The Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou card started at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's 11:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm tired as shit. I got to get away from all these screens. O'Shaquie Foster is going to defend his WBC 130-pound title, defeating Rocky Hernandez via 12th round stoppage, and round number 11 is a highlight-worthy round. You're often throughout the rest of this year is going to hear how it's one of the best rounds of the year, especially with the way it ended. It almost looked like O'Shaquie was going to get stopped. Then it was looking like Hernandez was going to get stopped, and ultimately Hernandez ended up getting stopped in the 12th round. But I was thinking to myself, like, hey, going into round number 10, I was like, well, O'Shaquie Foster's got to turn it up because he's not a Mexican. Now, of course, if you don't know, I identify as being full Chicano, half black, half Irish, and half Mexican, Hispanic. So I'm thinking, okay, Eddie Hearn won the purse bid to promote this fight, took it down to Cancun. The main event was, where's O'Shaquie Foster from? The main event was O'Shaquie Foster, who's from Texas, fighting in Cancun. So I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, bro, you don't want to leave this shit to the cards down there. You see what I'm saying? Here's the stoppage, by the way. You know, I said, you need to get I was thinking to myself, like, he needs to get the knockout because they going to fuck him real good and rob the shit out of him with the way it was going, because Rocky Hernandez was the aggressor in the fight. Even though O'Shaquie Foster is the better overall boxer, like, he's actually a boxer, where Hernandez is more of a brawler, if that makes sense. But he had he looked like he was the damn. I joined 80 him alive. He tried to run, and I wonder if he would have made it. I think it was maybe 20 seconds or so left in the round. I'm wondering if he would have survived, would he have probably got a draw on the cards? Because the way things were looking, there were a lot of close rounds. A lot of close rounds. It's a stoppage. So the division that O'Shaquie Foster is in is a weird division politically. It's a lot of bullshit going on where fighters can't fight this fighter because this fighter's with this network or this promotional group. And, you know, it's one of those divisions that's nowhere near close to having a undisputed champion. There probably won't be an undisputed champion in the 126-pound division. 130-pound division, no time soon. I'm talking about, like, it's not going to be during this generation of guys. For example, let me explain to you. Well, let's listen in. I want to know the cards, the time of the stoppage. By the way, very small, intimate venue down in Cancun. Justice Hooney versus Andrew Tabiti was the co-feature. This schedule right here is not worth $26.42 a month is what I pay. That's monthly without having to pay for the whole year, $224 or some shit. So, before we listen to the post-fight interview, let me just explain how this dynamic of this 130-pound super featherweight division works, or junior lightweight division. O'Shaquie Foster, PBC guy. Let's listen in. Subscribe. Drop a like. Thanks for watching.
Afu calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 38 seconds of round number 12. Your winner by TKO and still the WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Shot Ice Cold Buster.
With ice water in his veins when he absolutely needed it, O'Shaquie Foster pulls.
So, as I was saying, let me mute it. Hector Luis Garcia, he's a PBC fighter, WBA champion. Maybe we can see O'Shaquie Foster versus him next. Maybe. If PBC gets their network situation taken care of. Remember, they don't have a broadcaster right now. Their last fight on Showtime is coming up in December, and Showtime is officially out of boxing. Joe Cordina will likely be fighting Lee Wood, who is moving up in weight to the 130-pound division after beating up Josh Warrington. Emmanuel Navarrete is fighting. Who's he fighting again? I forgot. Something significant. Robinson Contecow on the undercard of Shakur Stevenson's fight. Isn't that correct? Shakur Stevenson versus Edwin Dos Santos. Let me see here. Yep, in Vegas. So it's a division that's really kind of all over the place. For example, these two can unify. Navarrete will likely not be fighting Joe Cordina or Lee Wood next. I don't see that. That's not going to probably happen. He's targeting a fight with Shakur Stevenson, possibly. Or Rabisi Ramirez. I just see him fighting other people before he goes for unification in the Top Rank stable. I'm just not a fan of this division, if I'm really being honest with you. You know, because it's doesn't really, like, none of these fights are really leading anywhere. If it really, you know, if that really makes sense. There's no real set storyline. And Eddie Hearn also seems like he's fucking eczema, man. What the fuck? Eddie Hearn is really keeping Joe Cordina in-house. You know, he doesn't even really mention Navarrete or Hector Luis Garcia. But maybe he'll try, since he promoted O'Shaquie Foster this once, and he's promoterless. I don't know if he's advised by Al Heyman, because if you're advised by Al Heyman, you can be advised, but he doesn't necessarily mean you have a promoter. But I'm wondering if he could possibly put together O'Shaquie Foster versus the winner of Joe Cordina, Lee Wood, whenever that happens. And whatever's going to be going on with Hector Luis Garcia. Let me see if there's any type of news on him. Anything? Lamont Roach, haven't heard of him in so long. Yeah, there's no news on anything going on with him. So let's listen to what Foster have to say. The Zone are running commercials here, and I got to get the hell away from this computer. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. We're going to take a jump cut, come back to the post-fight interview.
This fight, an absolutely spectacular finish to this one.
Fucking exhausted,
we
man.
finally got a look at the full scorecards, and indeed, had Rocky Hernandez merely stayed on his feet, Gabe Rosado, he would have won a split decision and would have been world champion. Foster needed that knockout, and he pulled it out.
Told you. If he would have survived, damn. He gonna be pissed.
An
He gonna be Mina Hernandez.
Saving.
Hernandez gonna be pissed. Damn. He's doing his post-fight interview.
3 cards.
Yeah, my coaches was telling me that I was down like around the 8th round, so our big thing was, all right, let's push it. I gotta before I lose my belt, I gotta give it all, so that's what I did.
Bobby Benton in your corner kept saying he's got this, it's gonna be smoothed out. I want to know how deep did you have to dig in order to get that knockout?
Man, Rocky's a hell of a puncher. He's a hell of a fighter. So I had to dig. I had to dig deep, you know. But I knew I could catch him. Like around the 19th round, I started seeing his body limp, and I hit him with the right hand. So I just kept having faith in it.
When did you know? When did you know in your gut that it was yours?
Around the 11th round when I hurt him. But, you know, he came back and caught me with a shot, so it gave him a little bit more hope. But I knew in the 12th round I could catch him.
And there was a point that you went southpaw, and you were being faster, more effective. What changed?
I was able to time his lead hand a little bit more southpaw, so I was able to come over the top with the right hook and, you know, to counter it a little bit better.
After 12 hard-fought rounds, how would you grade this performance? You can come in, Bobby. Come on. It's all good. You can come in.
Man, with the comeback knockdown, with the comeback knockout.
That's my boxing woman crush, the Silver Fox, Claudia
Treos.
Treos.
Too satisfied with my performance, but it was a fun fight. You know, I had fun in there. I definitely had fun in there.
Oh, we had a lot of fun. Just real quick, Bobby, was there any moment throughout 12 rounds that you thought, we might not be pulled this off?
100%. They let us know the score, so I knew we were down. I didn't think we were down, but with the scores, I knew we were down, and I told him he had to knock him out, so he went and did it. Shock's a hell of a fighter.
And he pulled it off, absolutely. Mandatory question, what's next?
Cardina. I want to win Cardina and Edward next week. That's what I want. That's what we should have next, man. Unify. Let's do it.
So you've traveled in the last few fights. Are you willing to travel for this unification?
Man, I've proven that I'll go anywhere. So
I forgot Cordina fight in Monte Carlo next week. I'll be watching that.
The ring don't change, so I'll go anywhere.
Well, you can definitely pull it off. You came all the way to Mexico. You defended your title. First defense, and you pulled it off with a knockout in the last round. 2 minutes, 38 seconds, less than a minute before the fight ended. It's an outstanding fight. Thank you so much. I assure you, candidate for Fight of the Year. So congratulations, congratulations. And with that, we go back to Corey.
Cardina not no joke. Cordina's not no joke, but I would give Foster the edge. But yeah, he's got to step it up. And it's crazy because you heard that if Hernandez would have stayed on his feet, he would have won a split decision. Wild, you know, and it was a close fight, swing rounds, but this would have been one of those fights where the wrong man, in my opinion, the way things were going, would have won. You know, I wouldn't have been screaming like, oh, it was a highway robbery, but I you know, boxing, man, boxing. With that being said, we're going to be back for next week where I'm going to do a video recapping everything. I'll probably do it on Monday. Let me see. Recapping everything for the weekend, but I got to get the hell away from this computer. I've been here for fucking like hours now. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe on TstreeT Controversy. We're 5 360.